Good evening. We're now with me and go for TVS Nightline. On to the headlining stories. First up, Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng has just arrived in Tokyo, Japan to begin his 3-day official trip. The highlight of the visit will be the formal conferment of the Order of the Rising Sun Gold and Silver Star by the Japanese Emperor to the Premier, recognizing his outstanding contributions to strengthening diplomatic ties between Japan and Malaysia. Our correspondent Razi Ahmad is in Tokyo right now to report on this historical moment for Sarawak. Over to you, Razi.
Konbanwa, Hendy Goy, and yes, the Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng has just safely arrived in Tokyo tonight. He touched down at Narita International Airport at around 8:50 p.m. local time after departing from Cebu earlier today. His actual arrival point was originally scheduled to be Haneda Airport, but due to Typhoon Fung Wong affecting the airspace between the Philippines and Taiwan, his flight had to be diverted. Despite the change, the flight duration was unaffected, and I'm told that the Premier and his delegation had a smooth and safe journey. Accompanying him were his principal private secretary, Dato' Khair Busra, as well as other members of the Premier's office forming his delegation. He has since checked into his hotel, and he is resting ahead of his official program tomorrow. And tomorrow, Abang Johari will attend a lunch hosted by the Japanese-Malaysia Association, JMA, to mark 30 years of collaboration between JMA and the Sarawak Forest Department. But the main highlight of the visit, I'm telling you, however, will take place on Tuesday when the Premier will head to the Imperial Palace for the presentation ceremony of the Order of the Rising Sun, a Gold and Silver Star, a prestigious Japanese state award recognizing his contributions in strengthening ties between Malaysia and Japan, particularly through Sarawak's green energy initiatives and forest conservation efforts. Now, following that ceremony, the Premier will depart for Seoul, South Korea, later that night to continue his official working visit. Well, Handy, all's well here in Tokyo, and the delegation is settling in ahead of a significant few days. But for now, arigatou gozaimasu, oyasumi nasai. That means good night. I'm Razi Ahmad with videographer Aziz Soleh reporting live from Tokyo. Back to you, Handy.
Right, thank you, Razi Ahmad, for the update. Moving on, education remains the cornerstone in shaping a knowledgeable, progressive and inclusive society, and is key to ensuring a sustainable and competitive future for Sarawak. Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said education should not be viewed merely as a platform for academic learning, but as a foundation for nurturing character and moral values in everyday life.
As Sarawak continues to move steadily towards its vision of becoming a developed state, by the year 2030, education remains a key pillar in shaping a progressive, inclusive, and resilient society. In line with this commitment, the Sarawak government has introduced several transformative initiatives aimed at improving access to quality education and developing future-ready talent.
Speaking at the second session of the 10th Convocation Ceremony of University Technology Sarawak or UTS in Cebu on Monday, Abang Johari reaffirmed the government's commitment to advancing education as part of Sarawak's vision to achieve a developed status by 2030. He said, the government has introduced a range of transformative initiatives to improve access to quality education and develop future-ready talent. Among them is the free tertiary education scheme set to take effect in 2026. Abang Johari added that Sarawak's development depends not only on infrastructure and economic growth, but also on the quality of its people, especially the younger generation who are educated, open-minded, and grounded in strong values. Meanwhile, Abang Johari has called on UTS's graduates to apply the knowledge, skills and values gained throughout their studies to contribute to the state's development and the well-being of its people. He said Sarawak's goal of becoming a high-income, innovation-driven economy by 2030 requires a workforce that is critical thinking, technological literate and adaptable to rapid global changes.
To our graduates, I urge you to carry forward the knowledge, skills and values you have gained here. Let this not be the end, but rather the beginning of your journey as contributors to the betterment of society. Whether you choose to serve in the public sector, embark on an entrepreneurial path, or explore new frontiers globally, do so with integrity, with resilience, and a deep sense of purpose. Your role in shaping Sarawak's future is vital.
The Premier emphasized that graduates play a vital role in shaping Sarawak's future, whether by serving in the public sector, pursuing entrepreneurship or venturing into global industries, all with integrity, resilience and purpose. He added that Sarawak government continues to align its education and training systems with industry needs, focusing particularly on STEM, digital innovation and TVET. Instigating, confrontation and disputes, these should be avoided when making claims under MA 63. Instead, Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim said it should be done by holding a rational and amicable discussion so that the issue can be resolved thoroughly.
Sekarang boleh dibincang. Saya lantik Timbalan Perdana Menteri 2, Datuk Seri Fatihlah untuk pengurusikan technical committee dan SPK baru. Ada masalah, bincang, ini setuju, jalan, ini belum setuju, nanti, ini boleh lagi. Itu cara kita dalam kerjasama kita, bukan untuk berperang.
Addressing the 40% revenue return to Sabah, Anwar urged all parties to do some studying on the matter before making remarks against the government.
Tadi saya di pasar, ada orang tanya, saya bagi 40%, 40%, saya juga 40%. Saya kata, okey, 40% apa dia? 40% lebih dari cukai. Okey, bagi berbalik. Okey. Boleh. Dengar. Boleh. Dia termasuk 40%. Dia malam mimpi 40%. 40%. Dengarlah dulu. Saya tak mau pertahanan dulu. Sebelum ini, saya nak jelaskan kerajaan Madani. Berapa tahun 2024?
On October 23rd, Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Amar Fadilah Yusof announced that 13 out of 29 claims under MA 63 have been resolved. Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, explained that the federal government spends around 17 billion ringgit annually for Sabah, covering allocations for education, health, security and infrastructure development, including the construction of schools and health clinics. Anwar also emphasized that the amount far exceeds Sabah's estimated annual revenue of around 10 billion ringgit.
Sarawak is once again stepping into the world culinary stage with chef Liu Kit Kiat from Miri, representing Malaysia at the World Tapas Championship and Exhibition 2025. Taking place at the Millennium Dome from November 10 to 12, the event will bring together some of the world's most innovative chefs, food industry leaders and international media. Though this is his first time competing on the world stage, Liu says he plans to finish in the top 3, but is already contented to be part of the prestigious event.
The chef will be betting on his signature dish, dubbed the Pearl of Borneo. It is inspired by the Sarawak Laksa, the iconic Bornean dish famously described by the late Anthony Bourdain as the breakfast of the gods. Through his participation, Liu hopes that it will highlight Malaysian cuisine on the international stage and share the rich cultural heritage of Sarawak. The World Tapas Championship is a prestigious global culinary competition, attracting chefs from around the world to showcase their creativity and skill in the art of tapas making. Valladolid is a birthplace for tapas culture in Spain, and it has hosted the National Pinchos and World Tapas competition since 2005. In 2009, the event expanded to include the World Tapas Championship, which draws international culinary talent and reinforces Valladolid's reputation as a hub for tapas innovation and tradition. The Sarawak delegation's participation is organized by Ethos Connect International Consulting Sendirian Berhad with the support of the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts MTCP in collaboration with eSpain.
Now on to world news. Indonesia's finance ministry is preparing a bill to redenominate the rupiah as part of efforts to enhance economic efficiency, strengthen monetary stability and boost confidence in the national currency. According to a ministry regulation revealed on Saturday, November 8, the proposed redenomination bill is a continuation of the earlier drafts and is targeted for completion in 2027. The plan, which aims to simplify the rupiah by removing several zeros from its denomination, has been discussed intermittently over the past decade. The government last submitted a similar proposal to Parliament in 2013, suggesting the removal of 3 zeros from the rupiah, but the draft was later shelved. Details on how many digits may be removed under the renewed plan have not yet been disclosed. Now, more than 1,000 flights were cancelled across the United States as the Trump administration moved to reduce air traffic operations. The decision aims to ease pressure on air traffic controllers who have been working without pay during the ongoing federal government shutdown. 40 major airports, including Atlanta, Newark, Denver, Chicago, Houston, and Los Angeles, were affected by the cuts. Now, in its 6th week, the shutdown has severely disrupted federal operations since government funding expired on October 1st. The political standoff between Republicans and Democrats, largely over health insurance subsidies, has left thousands of federal workers either furloughed or working without pay. The Federal Aviation Administration said flight reductions would be introduced gradually starting at 4% and rising to as much as 10% next week if Congress fails to reach a funding deal. Tracking site FlightAware reported more than 1,000 cancellations nationwide on Friday, with significant delays at major airports including Washington's Reagan National, Denver International, and Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson. The growing disruption underscores how the prolonged budget impasse is now directly impacting air travelers and the aviation industry. President Donald Trump has urged Senate lawmakers to remain in Washington until an agreement is reached. Republicans currently control Congress, but Democrats continue to block the proposed budget, citing concerns over deep health care cuts. Now, back in Malaysia, the Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA in Kedah Perlis has launched a search and rescue operation after a boat carrying about 300 migrants capsized in Pulau Tarutau near the Malaysia-Thailand border on Saturday, November 8. Its director, First Admiral Maritime Romli Mustafa, said 11 victims, including one deceased woman, have been found in waters around Langkawi.
Initial reports indicate the ill-fated boat was carrying migrants from Myanmar and Bangladesh. 3 of the first survivors, 2 men and a woman, were rescued near Tanjung Chin Chin by the vessel MV Hong Lin 1. Meanwhile, MMEA patrol asset Petir 81 recovered the body of a woman and rescued a Bangladeshi man found aboard a sailing vessel. In a separate operation, a Myanmar woman was rescued from a local fishing boat, while 4 Myanmar men were found aboard another sailing vessel. Preliminary intelligence suggests the boat had departed from Buthidaung, Myanmar, 3 days earlier. Romli also reiterated that stern action will be taken against anyone attempting to enter Malaysian waters illegally. He urged the public to report any suspicious maritime activities by contacting the emergency hotline 999 or the MMEA Operations Center.
And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.